this is Phileas, folks. We've got another beer tasting today. Got 5 beers. We're going to be drinking a lager, a pale ale, a brown, an IPA, hopefully better than the last one, and then a stout again. So that's our lineup. And we'll introduce, we've got a new guy on the panel this week. We got Pete from last week wearing his Newcastle shirt, big Newcastle fan. Then we got Mark in the middle, and then we got Natalie from last week, the potty mouth from last week. We're going to start with the lager. And remember, these are blind taste testing, so we don't know. That's why they're in brown paper bags. All we know is the style of beer. And lagers, anyone like a good lager?
I like a good lager.
You like a good lager?
I do.
Yeah, on a hot summer day.
Yeah, on the beach lager.
A good lager tastes like sunshine.
And I'm trying to leave the silly some so you can.
Well, you gave plenty to the table.
Bring a straw, Vasily. There's plenty here. Any first impressions on this lager? You like the nose on that?
Got a fresh nose.
Yeah. There's like the funk in there for me, actually. There's a funk in there that I wouldn't get if it was a Coors Light or a Bud Light.
Thank God.
Do you like Coors Light?
No, I don't. But I mean, if you want to make a light beer, that's what you're going after, right? Because that's the mass marketed beer. And most, not just Coors, but Miller and Bud, they all taste the same to me. You know what I mean? So
It almost has more nose than it has flavor. It's very.
well, then we are talking about a lager.
There you go. Yeah.
If we want to talk true to style, I think this one really does it. It would perform well in judging. But I'm a fan of this one, actually. I do see a little of the funk you're talking about, but I don't mind
You
it.
get it on the this finish is really sweet as well for me.
It does.
It is a bit sweet.
I actually don't like it, to be honest. If I was going to drink a light American lager, I don't like this as aroma misses for me, and it's really sweet on the front of my palate, and then afterwards it's kind of really bitter. But sounds like you three like it, right?
Yeah, I don't mind this at all. I don't get that bitter aftertaste at all. I get the sweet note, and then it just kind of goes away. And I think if it was a few degrees colder, you would probably not get that aftertaste.
Yeah. Mark, anything on this one?
Yeah, no, I'm not getting a bitter aftertaste either. It is kind of sweet, and generally I don't like sweeter beers.
Right.
But he might be right. If it's chilled a bit more, and I was sitting on the beach and it was really hot outside, it might be a totally different
And
experience.
it was a full moon on a week Monday.
It's really hard to see the moon when it's a sunny day.
That's about when I would drink it, when all of those components come together.
Right.
I hate to say like the macro is more enjoyable, but I actually do not like this.
How about during a Newcastle game? Would you drink this?
If we were winning, I'll drink anything. And if we're losing, I drink anything just faster.
Fair.
Cheers.
I could crush a few of these on the beach.
I always mix up lagers and pilsners. I mean, because they're both on the lighter side, right?
I lump them together. I'm sorry, they're just the same drink to me. You know what I mean?
So I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no. I mean, like I have literally like on that hazy IPA, or the IPA last week. I was salivating to get rid of the flavor, the whatever's on my tongue. It's literally happening to this. There's something in here that I do not like. But
Someone whispered mosaic and
yeah, exactly. They drove it by a mosaic.
and that was enough for you to pick up on it.
It doesn't seem like there's enough in there to be offensive.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm kind of saying I don't like it, because how do you make this unlikable? There's really nothing in there that should be unlikable. But I didn't like the nose, didn't like the extra sweetness on the front, and I didn't like the extra bitterness on the finish, which you guys weren't picking up on. But the three of you like it, so we'll dox it out.
I think so.
We'll dox it out. I don't recognize it.
I don't know.
Oh, Freem. Freem, they're from Oregon, I believe. Hood Valley. Oh, it says it right there. Look. My card went to the camera guy. He's drinking with us. So at the end of the video, I'll be all wonky because he's drinking with us. Did you like it?
Yeah.
You liked it?
Yeah.
So you would have brought it out of the brown paper bag, disgrace?
Let's go Oregon.
Oh, you're from Oregon.
Cheers, yeah.
Oh, no wonder you like it. Oh, yeah. Freem. lager. I thought they made a pilsner actually, but it said lager on the can. So.
Yeah.
But we all agreed that none of us can basically tell the difference anyway. So anyway, next one is a pale ale, and I do like pale ales. So let's see what we get out of this one.
It's got a nice color.
The dry hop
Ooh, it's got a good nose too. Yeah, it's got a good nose. This is what I want.
Yeah, this is more my style.
Did an awesome job. This is what I come here for.
Right. Well, that's, extra points for a bigger can.
Yeah.
I like big cans.
Nice
Always
cans.
like big cans.
Nice cans. See, I'm not I'm a martini glass guy.
All right,
You know? My martini glass is full.
This is interesting.
So you got something? You like this one?
I do. I love the nose on this one. This one, whoever dry hopped this beer gets a big high five and a hug from me.
Woohoo!
Well, I like the nose. I do not like the flavor of this beer.
Really? Do
it
tell.
just-
I'm curious.
I know, it's just kind of offensive. It doesn't. It tastes kind of dirty to me.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mark, you agree?
I
Great
agree.
nose, shitty flavor.
But sometimes, I've told you this before. Sometimes it takes more than a few sips.
Oh,
to
absolutely.
Really,
Yeah.
One or two kegs.
But
Figure out the taste.
your first impression will often stand true too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like this because I like my beers and I like my pale ales to kind of have this flavor. I don't mind a bit of skink as long as there is a strong.
You're with the right three guys. If you don't mind a bit of skunk.
Yeah, I actually like this one quite a bit.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, I would allow this one to perform where a lager would take the place. If I'm on a beach, if I'm on a vacation, I would like to crush a few or 10 of these.
More flavor, right?
Yeah,
Because the
for
one
sure.
lagers just don't have flavor.
Yeah, I like it to punch me in the teeth, and this one punches me fairly well. So I'm a fan.
A stanky girl. That's
Stanky,
what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
I've heard of a donkey punch. I've never heard of a skanky punch.
Yeah, right.
I'll have to Urban Dictionary that
Yeah,
one
right,
later.
yes.
I will admit, I think a lot of the appeal to me for this one comes in the nose. I really like the way they dry hopped this one.
Yep.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But you get that on the palate too, though, right?
You do, yeah.
And because I do, and
If I was gonna snort my beer, this would be okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
To me, this kind of it disappoints a little bit because the nose is so full and rich, and there's all these things going on, and then I drink it, and it's feels kind of one-dimensional and flat, and it's not as it doesn't fulfill what the aroma
I mean,
promises.
it's cold and wet,
It's
but it stops there, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a dog's nose.
Well, it
right?
has a flavor, one flavor to me, and that's about it.
It's like a, oh god, here's my comments again. It's kind of like a trashy party hookup, it does the job.
Well, I was married by the time that thing started. So I never had a trashy party
I mean,
hookup.
I'm very happily married too, and I've actually never had a trashy party.
There's been trashy party hookups since the Roman time, dude.
It's more in concept, I guess I'm saying.
Damn it, you were supposed to go with it.
I'm the only one here who's not married, so.
If I could put it into an analogy, it is like that. It is very appealing up front. I really like the nose. I kind of really like the way it melts into the palate to start. I do agree though, it kind of loses complexity pretty quickly. I think that's what, for me, makes it
Well, it's
crushable.
a pale though, right?
Exactly,
That's,
it's
you
a
don't
pale.
mind it so much. You know?
Yeah, so it's a pale, so for style, it doesn't need to perform super amazingly through the rest of the palate.
So you're saying I have unrealistic expectations?
No, I think you have really good, actually,
Well, you don't perform realistically. I don't know. It's one of the two.
That's what I'm getting.
No, but yeah, overall, I like this one.
I
Obviously,
will not be finishing this beer.
Natalie likes it. Would you pull that out of the brown paper bag, Pete?
No.
Nope.
That's a
big solid no?
Solid no for me.
What about you, Mark?
Well, now that my expectations have been adjusted, I think it's perfectly fine for a pale ale.
All right. So we need 3 to like it. And right now it's 2-1 because you like it, obviously, right? I finished it.
You finished
You're
yours
better
first.
than me.
I'm gonna say no. I don't like it. Pale ale. It's got too much funk for me. You know, a pale ale I think should be not crisp like a lager, but it should finish smoothly, and this doesn't. It's kind of like it just goes into this like danky skanky like hookup party. All right, so we've got 2 down. We got a third one up right now. It's a brown ale. None of us know what it is, of course, and we're gonna. These guys have already started, but we'll crack this one open.
I'm excited if it's a brown. That's my wheelhouse.
All right.
I grew up on Newcastle brown
Yeah.
because I'm from Newcastle, but these days it tastes like sugar water to me. It's just incredibly sweet, and I'm amazed I drank so much of it when I was a kid. But I did start drinking pretty early. So. Anyone had a chance to? On the nose, it's got a little bit of hops, huh? It reminds me of that Brewer special that's a little bit more meaty and less malty. You know?
I'm getting a little toasted smell too out of that, I think.
Yeah, it reminds me more of stouts, but I don't drink browns.
Yeah.
Stout would be my go-to for a comparison.
I like that roasty one.
Much better.
Way more balanced than the
Way more
last
balanced.
one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
No skank involved.
I've definitely tasted better browns.
Yeah.
I mean, even from San Diego, I've tasted better browns. This might be a San Diego one. So I've tasted better browns, but I like it. Initial go around, I like it. Mainly because it's getting the taste of that last shit out of my mouth, I think.
Well, I think, like you said, I mean, you disagree with it too sweet, and this is really not that sweet of a brown.
It's not.
No, I mean, I can even get the hops on the nose if you pick that up. You could tell they're there, because normally a brown might smell, like you were talking about, malty and bready.
Yeah.
This one actually, the nose gives me more hops than anything else. The malts are definitely in there for sure, you know.
Well, the mouth, it hangs in there. you
Yep,
know, it's
yep.
kind of, you get that long-lasting kind of.
It lingers.
It lingers, lingering.
It's a solid brown. It's not my most favorite brown I've ever had, but it is good. It's palatable. It's got a pleasant nose and it carries.
Yeah.
Unlike your voice.
Unlike my I know. I need to practice screaming more.
All right, I like it. I think,
I'm a fan.
anybody else?
I'm all in on it.
So, like, how much do you like it? I mean, like, 100% it's an absolute keeper.
It's not my favorite brown, but it is a solid brown. I
Right,
think.
right.
And compared to the last, I got.
Oh, yeah, the last
was
one,
the
yeah.
last one out of my mouth.
I'm definitely glad we decided to go with the pale then the brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a refreshing brown. I would have it again. It's not top of the list, but I'm a fan.
Mark?
Well, I like IPAs and stouts, right? And this kind of reminds me of a stout a little bit. So not being a brown drinker, I would say this is a stouty brown, and I like it.
Are you a brown noser?
Not generally.
No, just a drink.
I hope not, 'cause he owns his own company. So I don't know who he's brown nosing.
Well, you've dealt with customers, right?
Cheers.
Well, while we wrap up this beer, why don't we dox it out? Let's see what it is.
Go ahead. Drum roll. Go ahead.
We all liked it. I mean, it literally got 4 thumbs up. Oh, it's Avery, right?
Oh, Ellie's brown.
Ellie's brown.
It is an Avery.
Yeah.
Ellie's brown. Very nice.
I am a fan of Avery.
What is it about? What is it?
Shut it down.
5.5.
5.5.
6%.
American
5.5?
brown. Yeah, 5.5.
Little picture of Ellie. I'm sure that's someone's dog. Probably the brewery's dog that keeps the mice away or something.
They're a Coloradian brewery.
Colorado, yeah, Avery's
Yeah.
solid, man. Avery makes some great
There's a
beer.
little hair of the dog.
Yeah, exactly. That might be that. Yeah.
Brewed with Rocky Mountain
Well,
water.
you know what?
Malted barley.
You know what's funny is because Newcastle, like I say, I grew up drinking Newcastle, and in England, Newcastle's not a draft beer; it's only a bottled beer, right? And when I was a kid, you know, like 1942 or something, right? They had an advertising campaign because we all called it a bottle of dog. Like you'd go in the bar and you'd be like, "Oh, give me a bottle of dog,"
Right.
you know. Newcastle Brown Ale as a brewery kind of picked up on that. So all the advertising campaigns, like they had one with the bottle, and then the top had been kind of pried off, and then the shadow was like a dog with its ears up, you know. And they just did all these kind of really cool things as a kid growing up. But I didn't grow up drinking lagers. I mean, my first like couple of years, when I was like fucking 12 or something, was lagers, right? But I quickly got off lagers because, you know, there's nothing there. I don't know. It's amazing that people will just in England they're 15 pints a night, man. It's like crazy, you know what I mean? And I want to spend half my night in the bathroom. That's why I don't drink that stuff. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, bottle of dog. So you mentioned hair of the dog, and this is Ellie's Brown is obviously a dog. So something to say?
No.
Okay.
Disagree.
That's pretty cool. Avery make a really good stout if you've never had it. Mephistopheles.
Oh, I can believe it.
I have not
Oh,
Based
it's-
on the taste of this?
It is bomb. I still have some like 2010s, 2011s maybe. It's good stuff. It always was good stuff, you know. Haven't tasted that. I got to crack one of those bottles open sometime, you know. We'll have to taste it.
Absolutely.
But anyway, there's a shout out to Avery for Ellie's Brown.
Yeah.
4
They know
thumbs
what
up.
they're
Cheers.
doing.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
They're a solid brewery though. I
They
mean,
are.
look their stuff up if you haven't, because
I can tell.
everything they make is pretty on point. You know?
It's solid.
I don't even drink browns and I like this.
There you go.
All right, on to the next one. Onward and upward, GA. Next cerveza, por favor. All right, we are on our 4th beer right now. We've got an IPA. We have had a lager, a pale ale, and a brown ale. We've had 2 winners or 1 winner? 2 winners. The lager was a winner, right?
Yeah.
We've had 2 winners. Our pale ale let us down, which is kind of hoppy. It's a surprise. Natalie liked it.
I did.
Yeah, you liked it. But it overall got dogged. Brown ale was good. Now we're going into this little baby, so I'll let you pour those guys. I don't know if it's a West Coast IPA. It just says IPA. So we literally don't know anything about the beer. And that's the whole point of this, right? A little cloudy for me, but
It's
unless I just got
definitely blonde. It's almost a hazy.
I can still read the logo on the other side.
Yeah. Just barely, right?
Don't care for that.
No, actually,
Ah,
the nose is very interesting.
It is. It's not your typical IPA.
It's fruity, but I don't recognize
So-
the fruit.
On the nose, that's all you had to go by, yes or no?
Yes.
Mark?
I'm curious enough to say I'd drink it
You
to
drink it?
find out.
Well, you're saying no, and I'm saying no. So already on the nose, 2 yeses, 2 no's.
Right.
And one's actually a half of it. You're just like,
I mean, I don't particularly like
Yes,
it, but I want to find out
non-committal.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it's all about.
Non-committal,
It's
yes.
a rug. It's weird to say, but it smells like a rug.
it's
Like
a soaking
Does it?
wet rug.
Yeah, like
It doesn't smell like an IPA.
Like a cheap
No.
motel rug?
yeah, like what is that? That's so weird. It's weirdly nostalgic, but not in the good way. Like it's like a bad memory.
Oh, it does not get better.
Does it?
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Okay, so it tastes exactly how it smells.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh no.
Now I taste the rug.
Do I even need to
Now I
taste it?
taste the
I'll just
rug.
push it aside.
Wow.
Here, let me get an old rug. Bring it out in your glass.
Oh no. Oh no.
So
It
Natalie,
tastes like a frown.
a frown.
Like,
It's
just-
more than a
why?
frown. That is.
It tastes like they used, some kind of detergent or soap, washed out everything that they're going to brew the beer in, and left it there.
I have so many questions, but I haven't decided if I want the answers.
Yeah, I don't think you want the answers.
You know that dog on the last can? I feel like I just licked it.
So, yeah. So, Mark, you can't comment because you weren't here last week. Is this worse than the IPA last week?
Yes.
Now you forgetting how bad that one
It was. I don't know. I can't even get close to this again.
Well, that was how you were last week.
Yeah, that's right.
You would just put, every time I talk to you,
Yeah,
push
it's a little
away.
further away, yes.
What about you, Natalie? Can you remember how bad last week's was?
All right. I'll
There
take
are
some for the
moments-
team here.
I
Go for
think
the second.
I think maybe we are because we're in basically the hotbed of IPAs, right? And I think our expectations for an IPA is way higher, but it should be. We're paying good money for craft beer, right? We expect it to be at least fucking drinkable.
Like,
Well, I think we couldn't identify the nose. It is. I'm going to say it's wet dog. It smells like it and it tastes like it.
Brian's like, oh, this tastes terrible. Let me drink some more to make sure.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you know when someone smells, somebody's gonna go,
Yeah.
oh god, and they go, smell this.
Yeah,
I
right.
feel like a brewery hired a really pissed off intern, and then that intern was gonna just like quit the next day, and then they decided to do something
Well, yeah,
to
I
his
wanna be
staff.
at
No,
the
maybe
round
it's the
table.
other way around. Maybe their experienced guy is leaving on bad terms,
Oh.
and he screwed up that last batches.
True,
You know what I mean?
and then they decided to sit.
I want to be on the round table where they decided that this was a sellable beer.
Well, I was just thinking, hopefully there's not good hops in here.
Yeah.
Because they've totally fucked it up if there is, you know what I
If
mean?
they spent a lot of money on the hops, then they didn't get their money's worth.
But you know what? Now I've had a couple of mouthfuls. The nose isn't near as offensive. And that's obviously that's
Right.
how it works, right? 'Cause
Right,
now
yeah,
your-
sure, yeah.
Now
Now
your
they-
palate's
after
actually
you
tasting it, right?
taste-
And
it, yeah.
it's in you.
But now it's just now it's in
Now
you,
it's a
like,
part of you.
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah.
I don't know, but you should stop smelling it and drinking it.
I'm just so curious. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, it just gets worse.
Oh, this is horrible.
No, I'm
I'm so
stopped.
fascinated.
This is the reason, because this is for kind of random people. I mean,
Right.
you know, we all have different flavors that we like, and we all have preferences. But this is for people who are unanimously fucking hate this beer, right?
Right.
Who think it's a shitty job.
Right.
So that's why we don't dox the bad ones.
Right.
Because the guy would be sitting there going like,
Well,
they don't like my beer? This is terrible though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any worse or any better than the shitty IPA we had last week.
Well, I think it's close. It's really close to the worst.
It's completely undrinkable. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm giving it a few chances, mainly because I'm thirsty. But
Right.
and my morning buzz is starting to wear off, so I'm trying to keep it going. No, this is terrible. It's actually, I mean, I can tell by what you guys are leaving in the glass. And that was the same as the IPA last week.
Yeah.
But the IPA last week, 100% had mosaic in. I don't think this one does. This one's very citrusy. I mean, it's not citrusy like you guys, like people like citrusy, right?
It's got dog butt in it.
It's not, yeah.
Citrus.
Dog butt. It's like, there's a hop called nugget, right? Dog nuggets.
Dog nuggets.
It's a
Well,
variant. It's a
Yeah, there you
variant.
go.
I
Yeah.
feel like the brewer that made this was sad. And if that was the case,
Wouldn't it be funny if it's all shiny fucking pictures, like some shiny day on the can?
then they need to know.
Off camera, we're gonna
We're gonna have
look.
to look
No,
off camera.
I know.
Off camera, I'm dying to know.
She's like inside, and it's literally
He
called
has to
Sunny
be
Day.
sad.
Sunny Day IPA. I actually don't. Would anyone categorize this as a hazy IPA?
Well, I don't like hazies, and I certainly don't like this. So sort of, and it is hazy.
I mean, it's not. I'm looking.
It's not mutually exclusive.
I mean, it's not. But I've had hazies that
Yeah,
look
so have
like
I,
this.
so have I.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not clear, but it's not quite a hazy either.
Yeah, it's
So maybe this got miscategorized. Maybe it is a hazy. I don't think it is a hazy, to be honest. But off camera, we'll have a look at that kind of thing.
Called
Really
a urinary tract infection.
it's just a
Yeah.
urinary kind of color to it, doesn't it? Like someone needs to take.
So it's definitely standard. That's a four nose.
That's
right?
a 4 nose.
All right, man.
And you know, despite what we're saying, there's somebody in the world who's drinking this saying, oh, I love this.
Yeah. He's in prison. and he made it in a toilet. I'm gonna basically say that every week.
It's the return of the toilet-esque.
Toilet-esque. We coined the phrase last week. Toilet-esque beer.
Toilet-esque.
There it is.
There's a chance I might know what this is, so I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
This one's a stout.
This one is very raisiny on this.
Okay, good. Good. I like
I
that.
like it too.
Oh yeah, for sure on the nose, right? Oh man, it's like
Yeah.
So people talk about currants, right? What's the difference between a currant and a raisin?
Oh, currants are
it's like a lager and a pilsner, dude. The basically
No,
the same.
they're little berries, they're little red berries. They're completely different than a grape or something.
Yes.
Raisin's a dried grape, but a currant is not in the grape
Something
family.
different.
Yeah. It's like its own. Oh, you were just saying that. It's its own little berry thing.
It's
right?
a little red berry. I love currants.
Pete said he thinks he knows what this is. So Natalie, you want to take the lead?
The end is there's a little bitter to it that I'm not sure I'm entirely fond of. But the nose leading into the palate of it all, I'm feeling. I like that.
I really like the aroma. Yeah, I agree with that.
Aroma's good. There is a certain kind of like astringent feeling I'm getting.
It's a little like it's kind of like a bitterness. I was
Yeah.
going to say hoppiness, but it's not hoppiness.
It's not
There's like an
hoppy.
aggressive bitterness about it, right?
Not a little bit, yeah.
Right across from the front to the back. Yeah.
Great. And that part,
Remember, I'm single. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something on the fence. There's some things I really like about this one.
Yeah.
But then I think making it come together, I'm not the biggest fan. Aroma is probably one of my favorite things about it. And
Yeah, I think from the aroma, you expect a little more sweetness when it hits your tongue, right? And then it's not there because it's kind of just bitter. And
It
it's
does have a bitter
It's bitter
quality
all
to
the
it.
way across the palate, though, like front, middle, and back end, and then aftertaste is kind of all aggressively bitter.
yeah.
I'm sure there's people who really enjoy that in a stout. I like the sweetness. I like it to have a bitterness to balance out so it's not overly sweet.
This goes too far for you.
This one's too bitter for me, not
Yeah.
enough sweetness.
You know, my quest is to find. I mean, there's some really good tasting imperial stouts, and we always loved the one we had last year.
Yeah.
Is to find a really nice, drinkable, non-imperial stout, just a a normal 6%, 7%, 5% stout.
You think this is in the 6%, 7% range?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? Do you think it's? I mean, just by it, the bitterness. I think it's drinking like it's at least 9-ish. What did we have? Oh, it was 9 last week, right? The old Rasputin last week. Yeah, I would put this in the same like alcohol content. I have no clue. I'm not getting any booziness from it,
I feel
but it's
really
aggressively bitter. So I would kind of associate that with like just a higher ABV.
Yeah, it's a little obnoxiously bitter.
Yeah, that's what I
Like,
think too.
great. Like, I think this, like, if they cut down some of that, like sharp, almost metallic bitterness.
So there's a place I go to down in Norfolk. Every time I order a stout, they be like, "Would you like a piece of chocolate?" And I never do that. I never ever do it, right? And I love chocolate and I love stouts. I just don't like them together. This one would benefit from like some chocolate on the side. You know what I mean? I think
Well, I was thinking along those same lines because I don't think I'd enjoy this just drinking it by itself. But with not necessarily chocolate, but something a little bit sweeter like creme brulee, this would go awesome with something like
I
that.
agree with that.
Well, a lot of stouts are like that. We were talking, that they're a good finishing beer with something. Yeah, something you can eat with it.
But I almost feel like this one needs something creamy to fill the void.
I know what it needs: a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Hold on,
there you
did
go.
Natalie just say she needs something creamy to fill the void? That's what I heard. I mean, like, I'm not making this up.
Now, look.
Roll the tape back. She
Oh, look.
literally said it.
I was trying to savor with a scoop of ice cream.
You had her stumped there for a minute.
She said creme brulee. And I agree with that.
Well, what did you say?
Huh?
Yeah, I'd ignore it too if I were you.
No comment.
She's pleading the fifth on this one.
That's right. Natalie was the potty mouth last time, so she has no room to, nowhere to go.
I figured what I got
Yeah, it's only downhill for you now.
Whatever the fuck. Bring it the fuck on.
Yeah, it's funny because I think this is one of my favorite stouts, but
You think you recognize it?
But I agree with exactly all the things you said too. And I think that's why.
When you like that style.
Yeah, I mean, this is drinkable to me. I could drink this.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not drinkable.
I don't think it's perfect either.
Yeah.
It's certainly better than drinking Guinness. I mean,
You brought in like the Budweiser of stouts.
I know. Well, that's not saying anything, is it? No. I think a lot of the local stouts, if they're not imperial, they go too far. I mean, they're either insanely vanilla, or insanely chocolate, or insanely coffee. So I'm trying to find something that's just a nice balance, that's drinkable, that's not an imperial where I'm going to drink 3 and then go under the table. I want something I can.
Vasily asked me last week if I could drink 3 of the all Rasputin, right? 100% all day long, right? I couldn't drink 3 of these. I couldn't drink 3. So is this getting doxed or no? Who likes it?
I'm still going to have to go thumbs up.
Yeah, so just one is usually my relationship with this type of beer. And this would go perfect with something sweet, like maybe a scoop of ice cream in there.
I like my stouts and my porters to have a little less bitter and like just a little smoother of a mouthfeel, and I think that's where this is structured. It has the pieces to be potentially better, but I think it needs some tweak for me to be able to crush it like old Rasputin.
Yeah. So old Rasputin way more crushable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually have to give it a no. All right, so we're gonna wrap up, right? We had 5 beers. We had a lager, a pale ale, a brown, an IPA or a so-called IPA, and then we had a stout, not an imperial stout. We had a stout. We enjoyed. Again, last week was the same way, right? We enjoyed that. Well, I didn't like this one. It did get revealed, but I was the only one who didn't like it, right? So we had the lager got revealed, and that was Freem. Shout out to Freem up in Oregon. And then we did not like the pale. We loved the brown. That was Avery up in Boulder, Colorado. The IPA we all absolutely hated. We now know what it was because we had to find out, because we couldn't believe that a beer could be made that badly, to be honest. So that one got trashed. And then the stout was 50-50, but the way we work, we need 3 votes out of 4 to bring it out of the brown paper bag. You have to be 75% good. Because we aren't like, you're not getting participation medals and ribbons. It has to be drinkable for 3 out of 4 people. If you can't manage that, it's staying in its brown paper bag, and we'll hand it off to the homeless people. Or just the basic drunks like me who walk down the street with a brown paper bag. But, But anyway, that's our show. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give us 2 thumbs up. And always, again, I finished without a beer. Here, look, I'll chug this one. I'll chug all our spots.
The spool bucket, yes. Cheers.
But as I like to say at the end of the video, always have a good beer in your hand. Cheers, guys.